Alright, yeah, I don't think the LMG stands a chance against the combat sub. Yikes. What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking about the new light machine gun in Fortnite. I'm going to be comparing it to the SMGs and talking about kind of where I think it fits best in the current meta. If you guys do enjoy this video, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and comment down below what you think of the LMG personally. Have you been enjoying it? Do you think it's useless? Do you think it's overpowered? Let me know down in the comments below. And let's just get right into it. So the LMG was a new spray weapon that was added, and if you did not play Fortnite in the past, this was a very irritating weapon to deal with. So a lot of players thought it was going to be really good in game, but personally, I don't think it's the best, mainly just because of how insane the current SMGs that we have in the game are. And I feel like as a spray weapon, a lot of people kind of look to maybe replacing an SMG with it, because that's typically how people use their SMGs, is just to like spray builds and like get in and stuff. So when it comes to damage, the LMG does have a little bit more damage than both of the SMGs. The purple one will body for 26, while the purple combat SMG will body for 21, and the purple stinger will body shot for 18. And then the headshot damage is also 39, 36, and 27 respectively. So the LMG does more damage, but really not that much more damage than the combat SMG. Like, it's pretty comparable, and the combat SMG has a much higher fire rate. I don't know what like the unit of fire rate means in this game, but the LMG is at a 7, while both SMGs are at a 12. So both the Stinger SMG and the Combat SMG shoot significantly faster than the LMG, and that's going to make it much better in fights. Like, the faster you can put out bullets, the better it's going to be. Even if the damage is somewhat higher on the LMG, it isn't so much higher that it negates that fire rate difference. So in most like 1v1 fights, the SMG is going to be better than the LMG in my opinion. And then when it comes to spraying builds, you would think, okay, the LMG is definitely going to be better for spraying builds because it has that huge magazine. And while that is true, it has double the magazine size of the SMGs pretty much. The SMGs have a much higher fire rate, once again, so they can break builds faster, and it's way more likely that you get damage through the builds, which I think is personally really important. Pretty much anytime I've used the LMG, I haven't gotten any damage through the builds at all. The SMG is just way better for that. And while it doesn't have as much sustained fire as the LMG, I feel like it breaks builds faster and definitely applies much more pressure to the person because of that higher fire rate. And the potential to potentially get shots through the builds is really nice. And it's one of the things that makes these SMGs really insane, is the fact that you can just fry people through walls in some instances, or through stairs, whatever they're hiding behind. So I think the SMGs is just a flat out better weapon for comboing with a shotgun, even though the LMG does a little bit better. So for build mode, I really don't see myself ever using the LMG, and I feel like the only real place this gun has potential is in the zero build mode. And when it comes to zero builds, if you're using a spray weapon to combo with a shotgun, I think the SMG is still going to be better just because it kills faster. It has a much higher DPS, and you're going to kill people faster with the SMGs. But where the LMG can really shine is if you're somebody, I think, in squads or trios who likes to carry extra items like the Anvil rocket launcher, maybe cow catchers, shockwave, extra heals, etc. If you find yourself being like the more supportive player on the team and carrying those items for the team, the LMG does kind of make sense, because I feel like you can get by using just the LMG and a shotgun, because the LMG is kind of like a weird middle ground between the assault rifle and the SMG. It's not as good at being an SMG as the SMGs, and it's not as good at being an AR as the ARs, but it can kind of do both. It's kind of like a jack of all trades, master of none type weapon. So if you're someone who wants to carry extra stuff, or maybe you really like sniping, I could see using like sniper, LMG, and shotgun being quite good. And the added ammo, I feel like, will matter more in zero build squads than any other game mode. The ammo size is nice in normal Fortnite, but people are going to build, and it's really not that good at frying builds. But in zero build, just being able to spray out constantly and keep pressure on the other team, or maybe if they're hiding behind a rock or a tree, just being able to focus that down so that your teammates can start pressuring them with AUGs or whatever your teammates are using. I feel like the LMG can actually be quite good in that, and that's kind of like the main point of this weapon, I feel like. It's not really something I ever see myself using, even in squads. I would rather have the weapon that kills people faster, even if it has a little bit less ammo. Just being able to get a kill faster, I think, swings the fight much more than like that constant pressure. But like I previously said, if you're the person who likes to carry that extra utility items for the squad, and I definitely think there's a lot of value having somebody in your team carrying an Anvil rocket launcher or carrying cow catchers or both. So you could use the LMG, get by with no AR, no SMG, just an LMG and a shotgun, carry all that extra stuff, and be a more supportive person for your squad. And I feel like that is the main use of this light machine gun. It's not as good as the SMGs at spraying. It's not as good as the SMGs at getting kills. It's just kind of in a weird spot where with builds, I don't think it has any purpose, but with the 0 build mode being added in Chapter 2 Season 3, I feel like there is a bit of a niche for this weapon where it can actually excel and do things quite well in ways that you really wouldn't see in normal Fortnite. So that's one of the interesting things about the 0 build mode. I think it does kind of make room for some of these more like different strategies in terms of like what items you're going to carry, because the game isn't entirely just about building. A lot more comes into play when it comes to like positioning and what items you're carrying. So yeah, that's what I think of this LMG. If you're struggling to play against it in the build mode, I really don't know what to tell you. I think the SMGs are so insane that the LMG doesn't really have any purpose. But in 0 build squads, if you want to be a more supportive player, I think there's definitely some uses for the LMG. You can apply so much pressure and free up slots in your inventory where you can carry other items and help your team. So that's going to be it for this video. Pretty short one, but I just wanted to talk about the LMG and give my thoughts on it because a few people have asked me. And I've also seen people saying it's overpowered and broken, and I really do not think that's the case at all. I think that is a massive exaggeration of how effective this weapon is. Like, you can get kills with it and use it, but it's rarely going to be the best weapon in the game. So like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. If you do not follow me on Twitch already, it is linked down in the description below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.